Hey there, JI friends. It's Mrs. FB and Mr. Lum and I would just like you to know, first of all, that we really miss you and we hope you are doing great. Today I'm going to be going over the requirements for your air quality slide deck zine. What we usually do for this project is to create a zine, like a little mini magazine that we create in class. It involves a lot of cutting and pasting. It's really fun, make a little magazine, but for the digital learning, it's a little trickier. So instead, we're just going to have you sort of follow the same idea, but you're going to be using a Google slide deck. So we really want you to have some fun with this, try and be a little bit creative, use some fun fonts and colors and things to create this information. But the main idea is that we want you to show us the terminology and the scientific concepts from this unit and show us how you can apply what you've learned to this experiment. So I'm going to tell you what your slides need to look like, etc. So your first slide is going to be the basics. It's title slide, title of your zine, an image related to your topic, and your name, day, period, Mr. Camen's name, basic stuff. Slide 2, experimental design. It's going to be 5 to 7 sentences, a paragraph where you talk about what you did in your experiment so that anyone would be able to recreate that and would know what they're looking for and what kind of materials are needed, etc. Slide 3 is your evidence. So what evidence are you trying to collect? 2 to 3 sentences. You're going to describe the evidence that you're planning to collect. 1 to 2 sentences, you're going to talk about how to ensure the validity of the data. Now, this validity of the data part has been a bugaboo in the past. A lot of kids have struggled with that. So if you're not sure what that means, make sure you check in with Mr. Kamen. And then you need to add 1 image on that slide. Slide 4, what are your expected results? So well-developed paragraphs are 5 to 7 sentences, right? Okay. You're going to explain how that investigation will provide evidence, and you need to include a graph or an image. I think I made that circle a little bit too big, sorry. A graph or an image, okay? Slide 5 is the comic. This is a fun one. You're going to do a 4-frame comic strip, okay? Your 4 frames are going to illustrate your experimental process. So 4 steps, 4 frames. You're going to use words and pictures, and we're not grading you on the art, we're grading you on the effort and how well you get your idea across. Can you stick figures? That's totally fine. Or you might want to consider using a comics app, and in the multimedia tab on the LibGuide, there are a couple of comic book generators there that you can use. I'd encourage you to check those out. They're fun to use. Color is required. I think Mr. Lum said that in his example he did not use color, but you should use color. Slide 6 is a letter that you're writing to someone who has a stake in your issue, and you're going to write to them about what you find. 2 to 3 well-developed paragraphs. Okay, that's 5 to 7 sentences each. You're going to explain why your investigation is important, why you're communicating with this group. You're going to support your claims, and you're going to ask the reader to take some sort of action. So in this kind of letter, you're saying, here's what I found out, and here's what I want you to do about it. Here's something you can do to help. Okay. Slide 7 is just for fun. It's a fun and games thing. You're going to create one fun activity. These are some examples. Crossword, word find, word scramble, whatever. If you like to do photography, you might want to do what's the difference photos that are related, but they need to be related to the topic, okay? Not just a random word search or whatever, okay? Include directions, and if you are doing something with words, it needs to be at least 10 words, but this is just for fun. And then your back cover, slide 8, it's going to have works cited, it's going to have about the author, and it's going to have 2020 Seder Press. MLA format. Okay, you need 2 sources from the Clark Library Resources page. That's the LibGuide. Okay, so use the LibGuide to find your resources. Okay, and you're gonna put those 2 MLA formatted sources on the works cited page. Follow the format. Make sure you have like hanging indent, alphabetical order, italics, etc. Then there's a little about the author section. That's you, 3 to 5 sentences about yourself. 3rd person. Erin Fitzpatrick Bjorn is a librarian at Jesuit High School. She likes to read books, knit, and take photos. She is passionate about air quality issues in her state. And then you're going to add a photo of yourself. okay, or just take a little selfie. All right, so those are the requirements. Here's the rubric. You can read through the rubric. We're grading you on five things, sorry. Do you meet the requirements? So do you have all the required elements, or are you missing some? Okay, if you have all the required elements in the correct order, you'll get a 5. If you're missing a few, you'll have lower scores. They go from left to right. Citations. Do you have 2 citations from library resources in the correct MLA format? That's worth 10 points. Information. This is Mr. Kamen is grading this, okay? And he's looking for whether it's informative, factual, whether you have well-developed paragraphs of 5 to 7 sentences, your vocabulary is there, it's in your own words. This is important, okay? Does your fun section contain 10 or more words, okay? Design element, spelling, I missed that one. Spelling, worth 5 points. No spelling errors gets you a perfect score. If you have spelling errors, that will take your score down. And then design elements. We're looking at things like color, space, the scale of things. Is there a good balance on your pages? Is there harmony? Do your pictures look good, or are they all pixely? Is it legible? Okay. These are important. There are a couple things in this section that you don't have to pay attention to. The pen does not leak through. Okay, well, that's obviously not important for the digital version. Okay, so we don't care about that. And then the other thing, you don't have to pay attention to the appropriate margins left for stapling, obviously. Okay, but we do want you to justify your text to the left. Okay, so that means everything matches up, all of your thing matches up on the left. No centering your text, okay? All right, so make it look good. Those are the things that we're looking for. If you have any questions about these guidelines, requirements, using the LibGuide, if you have any questions about using the example, whatever, please be sure that you email me or Mr. Lum. You can reach us at library, sorry about that, at jesuitmail. Oh, darn it. I keep touching my iPad. It does not like it. Sorry, lefties have a tricky time with this. Library at jesuitmail.org. Okay? All right, thanks. Hope you have a great day. Good luck on your project.